What's up, good people? Happy Tuesday and welcome back to Pardon Me While I Elevate. This is episode 18, and this week I'm going to be talking about just the concept of success not being linear and kind of the psychology around how to support yourself through that and how to make that feel a little bit better and, not feel as heavy, things like that. It's going to be a little bit of a lighter topic today because I think that throughout the process of me being an entrepreneur, I've talked to a lot of other entrepreneurs and business owners. And sometimes a lot of people from the outside looking in think that it's like all sunny days and it's all happy and you get to do what you want every day and you don't have to work for the man and all of these concepts. And like, while those things are very real and very true, there's also another side of it, and it's not always sunshine and roses, right? And that's okay. There's no job that I think every day is sunshine and roses, as it shouldn't be. We can only base joy on the other side, right? On the struggles and having it be comparative. But I think that a lot of times people don't realize that we have become so advanced with some language for certain things that the basics and the fundamentals of life are sometimes forgotten about, or I don't know, pushed to the back because it's like, duh, everybody knows that. But those concepts, those basic concepts are sometimes the key, the answer to this whole struggle or the hard time. And I think one of the really good ones is that success is not linear. And success not being linear just means that like every day is not going to be better than the day before. Sometimes that's going to be the case and that's going to be great. But sometimes there's going to be days where it's 20 times worse than the day before. Sometimes it'll be 20 times better, but it's not linear. It doesn't go like this, right? So normalizing these very basic concepts can help us to feel better about the hard times, the hard days, the hard weeks, the hard months, whatever it is. Those challenges, those times do not define your success. It's just part of the journey. And I think that like I said, language has gotten to a place where we can have big terms and like we can name things very specifically. But if we go back down to the things that a lot of people think like, oh, everyone knows that, we can learn a lot because we've jumped to this place where we're saying these big advanced things and we're forgetting about the basics. And I think that can sometimes catch us up because not everybody knows how to define or how to feel these big terms or these concepts. Everybody doesn't just understand them automatically. So when we go back to the basics and we remember the little things, it can help us get to the more, sort of, I don't know, more intense terms. And I have found in my journey with entrepreneurship, with the many businesses that I'm doing, that there are a lot of times where it's easy to get down on yourself. It's easy to feel like nothing's going to get better, or that, you're always going to be in this rut, or you can't see yourself making better money or having better opportunities. There's just so much of that. And especially in the beginning, right? Before people know who you are. And in today's world, marketing is just not what it used to be. And while it can be easier because there's more free avenues like social media, YouTube, things like that, it's also a lot harder because you are the one doing it. You have to come up with your content. You have to be the face or the movement behind it. And if you're not doing that, if you're still paying someone to do your marketing, you still have to come up with that money, and help them with the concepts of what they're going to do for you. So there's a little bit of both going on. And I think that sometimes when we work for a company, we don't have to deal with those kinds of things unless you're literally working in marketing, right? And it can be something where you feel like it's always an uphill battle and it's always something that you have to work really hard for. You don't have any easy days, and sometimes it burns you out, and that's totally fair. And I just want to come into this episode saying to people that that is such a commonly felt thing. It is so common that people feel like the world's on their shoulders, or the race is on to make money because so much depends on it. And the time that you spend to invest in these things has to lead you to money, or else you can't spend that time doing that because you have bills to pay, right? Or you have mouths to feed, or whatever it is. And it's very fair. It's very, very fair. And this is kind of why self-love in the entrepreneurship game is so, so, so important, because when you love yourself and you back yourself, you trust your decisions, you trust everything going on because you are the one doing it and you know yourself, you are going to accept this idea that you don't know everything. There are going to be things that come into your world that you could never have anticipated. Like I've talked about this in previous episodes. But it's so real because it can stress you out so much. Like in a world like today where so many people want to know what's going to happen next. Like people look into astrology and human design, and they look into so many things to try and they even get like psychics and things. They're trying so hard to know what comes next and when it's going to come. And I think that some of us have kind of lost the plot of life surprising you and these wonderful things coming into your life that you could never have anticipated. And those things feel so amazing and so refreshing. And learning maybe that they're gonna come, it robs you of some of that excitement that you crave in your soul in those moments of hardship. When you have been struggling and working so hard and just trying to get the goal met, or the week over with, we don't want this concept where you're like, okay, this person said it's going to happen at the end of the week, or like, this is how I know that I only have one more week to work really hard at this so I can see my end goal. It's like, you should just be working hard knowing that a good thing is on the other side of every decision you make. A good thing is an arm reach away. And not knowing when those things are going to happen is the surprise element of life that allows you to feel that relief that you've been craving, especially again in those hard moments. You crave just some sign, something coming down to tell you like, you're doing a good job, you're working in the right direction, it's going to happen for you, keep going. And if we try and predict these things happening before they come to us, we rob ourselves from that like rebirth feeling of like, yes, okay, like I'm on the right track, we got this. And that feeling pays into your self-love, because if you think to yourself like, I believe in myself and I've been working so hard and it's gonna happen for me and there's no plan B, what you're seeking is gonna seek you back. But if you're in this place where you're like, oh, it's never gonna happen for me, and oh, I'm working so hard, it's so pointless, like it's a dead end thing, then that's seeking you, right? But there's so much on the other side of it. And once you show yourself that, like the mind space that you had of being like, it's gonna work out, it's gonna happen for me. Once you can show yourself that it does work out, that trust you had in yourself is gonna keep going. So if you say, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and then it happens, your brain is like, I was right. And you lock in and you just keep going, and you keep, even if you have to tap into delusion a little. Like, I have no idea how I'm gonna make $1 million. I have no idea how I'm gonna make $5 million. I have no idea how I'm gonna make $50 million. But watch me. You know what I'm saying though? It's just an example. But like, I don't need to know how right now. And I think a lot of the times you're encouraged to plan for things. You're encouraged to write things down. And don't get me wrong, do not get me wrong. That is great. We should be doing that because it helps train our brain to our hand and this relationship with yourself. It's actually paying into self-love also to write things down and to read it. But there are certain things that we have to understand that we cannot and will never be able to plan for. So while there are a lot of things that we can plan for and should, there's so much organic just happenings that we have no idea. We have no idea if they're going to happen. We have no idea when or even what. It could be a part of your journey that gets, met, or it could be your entire end goal that's met, right? We just have no idea. And that is the beauty. And we have to remember that it's all part of our process, and no two people have the same journey. So if your person on your right, your friend on your right is winning right now so much, that's their journey and their win. And you should be celebrating it with them because you want them to celebrate yours with you. But don't think that because this person is winning that you're not, right? Eye on the prize, keep going, believing in yourself. But again, if we find ways to tear ourselves down or find ways to stop believing in ourselves once we've started, that is like cancer eating away at the organism, right? We have to not let any of those things get in the way of what we're trying to create, because like I was saying, it is not for the weak to be an entrepreneur. It can be really hard. And I never have ever thought that hard is bad. I actually really crave hard things because I like the feeling of being able to do them. It's such an accomplishment for me. Like, it's not to compare myself to anyone around me, like saying, oh, I can do it and they can't. But I would much prefer to do the hard thing and feel that like self-love, that I believed in myself and it worked out, so that I can keep going. I don't want the feeling of, getting the promotion or having the boss really love you the most out of the whole team. Like, that's not for me. And I'm not knocking somebody that's their journey, but it's not mine. And so I have to stay true to what's going to pay me back mentally, physically, emotionally, all those things. And hard things, yeah, girl, that's where you're going to find me. There's a quote in one of my favorite movies, and it goes, sometimes you're flush and sometimes you're bust, and when you're up, it's never as good as it seems, and when you're down, you never think you'll be back up again. But life goes on. And it's kind of this concept of the grass is always greener on the other side. It's like the longer version of that. But I think that if we learn to appreciate the stage of life we're in, or the stage of business we're in, or both, we don't seek to look for the other side. We're happy with the side we're on, and we're not like what they got over there, because again, that comparison is robbing you of the present moment that you're in, the time you're in. And if we're constantly seeking to win more, and the grass is greener over there and over there and over there, it's not greener where I'm at, then the grass will never ever be green where you're at, or greener where you're at. And it's like, when you're up, it's never as good as it seems. Like, that is such a fundamentally important thing to remember, because when you're up, sometimes it just feels like you're not living paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes when you're up, it just feels like you don't have to stress buying groceries or paying the bills. Sometimes that's what up means, right? And if we are not training ourselves to appreciate those moments, the lows are going to be all the time. If that is right now, if that is an up, you better damn well clock that as an up, because it could get way worse. And again, if we are not conscious and present in these things, we have no ability to control the gauge of when we're up and when we're down. It's just going to be like, oh my God, I thought I had more in my account today, or I thought I was going to have this client today, or I thought I was going to sell more today, and I didn't. And now I can't eat tonight, or now I can't feed my kid tonight, or whatever. Or like, I couldn't go out to dinner tonight or something. So keeping ourselves very rooted in the fact that success is not linear is going to help us retain joy and bring it with us wherever we go, because we're not comparing today to yesterday. We're not comparing us to somebody else. There is no comparison. It's just saying, today I feel good. Right now I feel good. And that's enough. That's enough. And if today I don't feel good, we're going to put in a little effort into tomorrow so that we have a better day than today. And if today is worse than tomorrow or better than tomorrow, whichever way it goes, we'll continue to try and trend upward. That's all we can do. And sometimes we need a little support, especially when you're just like you're the only sole business owner and there's no like employees yet. Sometimes in those moments, what can help you the most is to build a community. Go meet other entrepreneurs, walk into a coffee shop and meet the person that owns it, or go to a farmer's market and meet the person that's having a booth there and that you feel connected to. Go meet another person that's doing exactly what you're doing, because chances are that person is right now or has in their life felt the exact same thing that you're feeling. And instead of feeling lonely, because sometimes in those hard moments, it can feel very lonely, like I said, especially if it's just you and your business. And when we connect with other people that have done what we did or are going through what we're going through, we can feel so much more seen, and it can be so much easier, and it can just carry us through. That's really what we need, just to carry us through a couple more days, feel a little brighter, feel a little more hopeful, feel like someone sees you, you know? And in my experience, the best possible way to do that is to just talk to other people doing what you're doing. There's actually, when I was outside selling cookies, like maybe a month ago, this guy walked up to my table and he was talking to me because he also started in a similar way that I did. And he is a baker too, but he does like savory things. And we started talking and he's like, I think this is so great. I wish more people would understand that this is such a great way to start something, you know, just get out there. Like, it doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter what, just like try it out, do the thing, see how it goes, be brave enough. And he actually came to my table yesterday and he was, he had some day old bagels that he was gonna go bring to the UPS store boys, because they helped him out just the same way they're helping me out, just in a couple different ways. And he reached into his bag and he was like, oh, you're still here, you're still selling, this is amazing. Like, I just didn't know what like the future would hold for you. I didn't know if this was like, you know, just gonna last a month or something, or if you were gonna stick it out. And we got to talking. He gave me like 6 bagels and they were so good. I gave him a cookie in return, and we saw each other, you know, and he's more advanced. He's in a different stage of his entrepreneurship journey than I am, and that's great. You know, his bagels were great, and he's such a nice guy, and he lives right down the street from me, and he supports me. He wants me to win. Just good people. And like, seeing that he's doing so well gives me hope, right? That I can be there someday, or in a similar place that he is. And we need each other. It's the same exact type of community that everybody needs when they're going through things. Like when you're a new mom and you feel so lonely and isolated in your house with this thing that needs you 24/7, you just want other people that get it. You know, there's a million things. When you're going through anything and you need community, you need people that have been through what you've been through. Find them, because they are there and they want to help you, because they got help when they were you. You know, and chances are it's going to be a mutually beneficial thing. You know, I'm all about the mutually beneficial things. And I think that a lot of the times we think to ourselves that when we ask for help or when we lean on somebody, that it's a one-way street, that like they're just helping us. But people feel really good helping other people, and they remember what it was like to be them, and they want to like pay it forward. They want to like, you know, it's like, you know, in your mind, like, be the one in the Starbucks line that pays for the one behind them, even though the one behind them has no idea and that person's already gone off into their life. That person just gets to stroll up to the window and their stuff is already paid for. Like, that concept, I think, in a lot of these industries is present more than we think it is. And we want to be them. We remember when someone did it for us, and we want to keep it going, you know? So definitely reach out and definitely meet your community. Don't be afraid to be the new guy, you know, and the one that is kind of the one that just got started in this, because very, very soon you will not be the new guy, very, very soon. And I was just on the block the other day, and some girl, like a different person than, I was talking about this the last episode too, but like this other person came up to me and she's like, oh my God, Cookie Lady. And like, I just never thought like that. I literally started this because I was I needed another thing. I just didn't feel like I had enough on my plate and I just wanted to add something to the list. And this was not something that I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be my whole personality. And now people know me for my cookies and they know me for my quality and all these things, which is exactly what I wanted to be known for. And it hasn't even been 3 months. That's pretty special. And it's twice, maximum 3 times a week, but mostly twice a week for like 4.5 hours. And you're known just like that, So just don't be afraid. And, a guy again came to my table yesterday and he was asking me some questions about like how I got started and like why I got started. And we were talking and he was like, no, I asked these because like I'm trying to start something. And this is just such good motivation to see people out here doing the thing that I want to do. Like it really reminds me that I can do it. And, he's got little kids at home and it's a little scarier. The risk is bigger. Can't lie. He's got a wife and kids. It's a lot different than it is for me. But the risks are always going to be worth it. Doing what your heart wants you to be doing is going to get you there. And, sometimes it takes a little longer and that's okay. But like, if I thought that success was always going to be linear, I would be devastated all the time. Sometimes you go outside and you sell cookies and you only make $80 that day. And you think to yourself, God, like I could have spent those 4.5 hours doing things so much better. Like, oh, I'm never going to get that time back. I'm never going to get those hours back. Like I have so much to do and I needed that time. I thought I was going to make so much more money. Or you can just be kind. You never know what's going to happen. And you have to have bad days so that good days feel great, right? With the dog food classes, like sometimes for a monthly class, I only get one person there. And my business partner and I have to go all the way to Dumbo. We got to set up the whole room. She has to turn on the electricity and the power, all these things, the presentation in her studio, AC, all these things only for one person. And we're getting what, like $85? Sometimes it just doesn't feel great, but you cannot regret those times because you are still making an impact. You are still doing the thing. And it like those moments can't deter you from the end goal because you'll never get there if they do. You will literally lose steam so fast and it will be something that makes you feel, I don't know, like not good enough or not capable. But if you just remember that you don't know what you don't know, all those things will come to you. They will find you when your moment is right. All you can do is keep going, keep working hard, staying true to yourself, and you just trust that these things will find you. And they will find you. They will find you. Like, I am happy to say that I am going to be working like a pop-up for my cookies this month. I have my cookies in one cafe now. And this is only after me just very lightly asking, suggesting these things, and I got met with yes on both of them. The woman that does the pop-ups actually approached me, so just have faith that these things will find you. And once you're in those moments where, you are aligned with what you want, all you have to do is buckle your seatbelt because you're not going to have to be sad. You're going to have to be wondering how the hell you're going to keep up with demand. And one of the most beautiful things about this whole journey for me with the cookies thing is, again, I started this out as just like something fun. Every single person that I told about this, they were like, you're going to have your cookies in the like million spots all around Brooklyn. You're going to be able to have staff, and you're not even going to be able to keep up with how many people want your stuff. And they had never even tasted my cookies. They just know me. I've lived here long enough where they all know me and they know my drive and they know what I will do to get to those places. They've seen it firsthand, and that's so special. And, once you exude this air of confidence, it's so easily detectable when it's confidence and detectable when it's ego. And when it's ego, you're not getting people that believe in you 100% and want to back you and all this stuff, because ego is created. It's not real. It's a facade that people create when they don't fully back themselves so that they can fake it till they make it, but then they never switch to confidence. So it's not really a fake it till you make it. It's like just a fake it. And people can always tell the difference, is my point. And when you're confident, you walk around and people receive that energy. You don't even have to speak. People just know. They know and they can feel it. And especially people that are also confident. You know, it's like real recognize real, and confidence is the biggest indicator of being real, because it takes a lot for you to back yourself in hard moments. It takes a lot for you to stand directly beside yourself when it's super hard, when other people have quit, when maybe you didn't do as well as you thought you were going to do, or you talked a big game about something and it didn't really pan out and you got to pivot now. If you can still have confidence and still back yourself in those moments, no one can take anything from you. Nobody. And that's the key. In entrepreneurship, that's the key. Confidence and self-love are married, okay? Married, no divorce. So just wanted to have this episode to show and tell that everyone, even if you're strong, even if you're brave, even if you have all the right tools, we all go through times of sorrow, times of sadness, times of grief, times of disappointment, you know, all the things. It's not always just easy, and it's not easy to get through those times. It's not easy to pull yourself back up when someone has, you know, hit you in the knee. But I think just doing it, rather than thinking to yourself how hard it is or how much it's going to take, just do it. Because the psychology behind just doing it saves you a lot of time and effort. If you can bounce back, it's kind of one of those like 10 successful characteristics that I was talking about. Like, if you can bounce back from losses easily, that is the sign of a confident person. And that will get you to the finish line of any finish line you want. And it will start a new race countless times, however many you want it to start. You just have to know that you don't really need anyone to believe in you, as long as you can believe in yourself, and as long as you have some way to gather feedback about what you're doing. Because as long as the world receives you the way that you put it out there, how can you lose? And you know, I just wanted to remind you that it can always turn around if you remember who you are and what you're capable of. Every bad day can become a good day. Sometimes the day starts out bad, and by the end of it, it's back good again. You know, we don't have to commit to the emotion. It can be fleeting. It can come and then it can go. You don't have to hold on to it. It doesn't have to mess your whole day up. It doesn't have to mess your whole week up. Sure, it could be hard, but that's okay. That's okay. And it's kind of like when a little kid falls down and you have those like 20 seconds before the kid either decides, I'm okay, or it starts crying. Same thing with you. You get to decide when you look back at yourself, are you going to be like, are you okay? And have the whole tears come? Or are you going to be like, we're good. No, it's okay. I know that wasn't great, but we're good. We're good. We're good. Which one are you going to do? You know? And, you know, I can't stress enough how much better you will feel when you connect with entrepreneurs. And that's why I always encourage people to reach out to me if you ever want that type of connection and you're not getting it, or if you want to meet other people in your industry. I have a lot of friends or businesses that I can connect you with, and even just help you with intros. If you're just like scared to make the first intro, I can help you make intros. But working, like, it's kind of like I said last episode, those collaborations, they come after you've met these people, after you've met these brands or had some sort of interaction with them. And it could just be like you cold DMing them or cold emailing them, being like, hey, I love you guys and I want to work with you, or I would love to talk to you about a collab, or I would love to talk to you about working together. Being brave is a big part, but the community and togetherness of a collaboration can revive you, and it can remind you that you're gonna be fine. Everything here is great, and you are a good person. You might be outgoing, you might be easy to talk to, even if you're not super outgoing. You could be a gentle soul. I mean, there's so many things that could draw somebody in and relate to you, and that brings you where you want to be. So I wish you guys nothing but luck. I truly love to watch small businesses win, and as more and more people come over to my table that are small business owners or entrepreneurs, I get so much feedback like, yes, I love to see you out here doing this. I love to see people just going for it. And I think that the entrepreneur community is the most supportive place I've probably ever been. We all want to see each other win. We all want to see, cheersing champagne at the top. We all want to do our best and, just be there for each other. I didn't know. And it's like kind of something that you might be able to think about and be able to predict. Like, oh yeah, of course, someone that's like really trying to get up, you want to have support from the person next to you. But a lot of the times, especially when you come from corporate, everybody's in such competition that you might not really see it that way until you feel it. And the first time that you feel it, that these entrepreneurs want you to do well, man, it's only up from there. It's only, it's like a big hug, and you will continue to get big hugs. And so I encourage you to meet other entrepreneurs, no matter what industry they're in, and make connections. Maybe you just stay friends. Maybe you never really work together, but that connection will lead to some other things, and it will give you support and restore your faith in what you're doing and who you are, and how to get there. And a lot of the people also have different ideas than you about how to do things, and they can inspire you. Once you're in this mindset where like you got to make that project hit or that product hit, you have a mind space of just pure like inspiration, and you can spread it far and wide. It doesn't take away from your own. So definitely invest in others so that they will invest in you, and you can all win together. That's my recommendation for the week. So if you ever want help with your business, you can reach out to me. I would love to work with you and help you out in any way you need. And until next week, I will see you later, and have a great week.